Welcome back to Changfied YouTube channel, the home of breaking stories, political analysis, and lessons that matter for Africa and beyond. If you are new here, make sure you hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell because today we are diving deep into one of the biggest ongoing stories in Asia, the situation in Nepal in 2025. We will explore how protests led by young people shook the government, how social media ban backfire, what this crisis means for Nepal democracy and economy, and most importantly, the lesson African leaders must take from it. Stay with us until the end because what is happening in Nepal today could easily happen in Africa tomorrow. In early September 2025, Nepal was drawn into turmoil. The government decided to ban Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and other social media platforms after companies failed to register under new rules. At first, it looked like a regulatory move, but to the youth of Nepal, Generation Z, this was an attack on their freedom of expression, their ability to organize, and their right to hold leaders accountable. Soon, the streets of Kathmandu and other cities filled with protesters, most of them young people, chanting a slogan against corruption, nepotism, and bad governance. The protests escalated quickly. Security forces responded with force, leading to at least 19 deaths and many more injuries. The government was forced to reverse the ban. Social media platforms were restored, but the damage was already done. The protests had grown into a larger movement against corruption, inequality, and lack of opportunities. But the crisis in Nepal was never just about social media. It exposed deeper structural problems. Nepal's economy has long depended on remittance from citizens working abroad. Millions of young Nepalese migrate every year because there are not enough good jobs at home. Yes, remittance have reduced poverty, but they have also created dependency. The industrial base is weak, export and declining, and productivity is low. Many young people feel their only option is to leave. Politically, Nepal suffers from instability, frequent government change, weak institutions, corruption, scandal, and policies that shift with every coalition. For young people, it feels like a system that doesn't listen and doesn't deliver. To the outside world, Nepal may look like a small Himalayan country between India and China. But what is happening there is part of a global story. Young people rising up against corruption, inequality, and authoritarian moves. From Hong Kong to Sudan, from Tunisia to Kenya, and now Nepal, the message is clear. Youth are no longer passive observers. They are connected, informed, and ready to demand change. And this is where the lesson for African leaders become urgent. So, what can African leaders learn from Nepal 2025 situation? Let's break it down. Youth cannot be ignored. That's number one. In Africa, more than 60% of the population is under 25. If leaders do not provide job, education, and opportunities, the youth will organize just like in Nepal. Social media is their tool. Suppression only feel resistant. Number two, freedom of expression must be respected. When government try to silence citizens, whether by banning platforms, shutting down the internet, or arresting journalists, it backfire. Trust in leadership collapse and unrest follow. Leaders must regulate wisely, not repress brutality. Number three is dependency is dangerous. Just as Nepal relies too heavily on remittances, many African countries rely too much on oil, mineral, or foreign aid. This leaves economies vulnerable. Diversification is key. Invest in agriculture, digital technology, manufacturing, and trade. Number 4 is institution over individual. Nepal shows us what happens when politics depend too much on personalities and unstable coalition. Africa leaders must strengthen institutions, court, parliament, civil services that can carry out long-term plan regardless of who is in power. Listen before crisis. This is number 5. Most Nepal unrest could have been avoided if leaders had consulted citizens before introducing the social media ban. In Africa, government must learn to engage the public, include civil society, and listen to communities before taking drastic measures. Number 6 is demography is destiny. African leaders must see their young population not as a threat, but as an opportunity. If managed well, youth can drive innovation, technology, and growth. If ignored, they will drive unrest, migration, and instability. Nepal 2025 crisis is a warning for Africa. It shows that ignoring youth demands silencing free voices and depending too heavily on fragile systems, and this will lead to an unrest. African leaders must act now, create jobs, fight corruption, open political space, diversify economies, and build a strong institution. Because the truth is this: whether in Kathmandu or in Nairobi or in Juba or in Ethiopia or in Lagos, young people will not wait forever. They are demanding accountability, transparency, and future worth living. Let's take a look at the South Sudan. The world's youngest nation was born in 2011 with great hope, but today, nearly 15 years later or 20 years later, that dream feels broken. The youth, who make up more than 7% of the population, are leaving the country in large numbers. Why? Because war, unemployment, corruption, and targeted violence have turned them from valuable assets into forgotten exiles. When South Sudan gained independence, young people believed they would be the builder of a new nation. They carried the hope of school, job, peace, and dignity. But instead, conflict erupted, civil war displaced millions, and instead of nurturing the youth, the system abandoned them. For many young South Sudanese, survival is the daily struggle. The civil war turned them into both victim and target. Army group recruited them by force, community see them as a fighter, not as a student or future leader, and those who refuse, they live in fear, running from both government forces and militias. Even in the capital, Juba, job opportunities are rare. The United Nations estimated that youth unemployment in South Sudan is one of the highest in the world. A graduate with a degree may wait years without employment. Skilled workers have no industry to join. Farmers have no support to grow. The frustration drives many to cross into Uganda, Kenya, Sudan, and Ethiopia, search for opportunities that their own country failed to provide. Some are even going to Europe. Corruption has drained the nation's wealth. Billions from oil revenue never reach school, hospital, or job creation. In a state, leaders enrich themselves while young people lose hope. This betrayal has created anger and mistrust, forcing the youth to look abroad for dignity. South Sudanese youth are not a burden, they are nation's most valuable asset. When given a chance, they can excel. Abroad, they become a doctor, engineers, teachers, artists, and entrepreneurs. Their energy, creativity, and resilience could rebuild South Sudan if only leaders listened and invest in them. History shows what happened when leaders ignore youth. In Nepal, mass frustration over unemployment and corruption led to protests, unrest, and political instability right now. South Sudan leaders must pay attention, listen to the youth, provide jobs, create opportunities, and protect their lives. If ignored, history could repeat itself here, and the consequence would be catastrophic. Every young person leaving South Sudan is a brain drain. Every graduate crossing the border is a future leader loss. Every refugee child growing up in a foreign land is a reminder of promise broken. This exodus is not just a personal tragedy, it is a national wound that will take generations to heal. South Sudan leaders must realize youth are not enemies, they are the builder, the dreamer, the fighter for peace. Without them, the country has no future. The lesson is clear: end the war, create jobs, fight corruption, and listen to the youth. Because if the youth continue to live, or if their voices are ignored, South Sudan risks an arrest similar to what happened in Nepal, and the nation could lose its chance to survive. This is not just a call for change, it is a call for survival. If you are new here to this channel, I would like you to help the channel by subscribing, and do not forget to hit the notification so that when I upload a new video, you can be the first to get it. Thank you for watching, and bye-bye.